All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Top Line. It's your boy Chris, and breaking news, man. Anthony Davis out for at least a month. This is very frustrating because at the end of the day, when you look at Anthony Davis, it just seems like a pattern. Now, when he first got hurt, I thought, he'll be out for maybe a couple games, a week. Now out for a month, and you know how that normally goes, right? Like sometimes it's already out for a month, but then based on history, they'll fight their way back, probably come back 3 weeks a little earlier. Not this time, man. Look like it's gonna be an entire month or more. So we say a month. We're looking at him missing roughly 15 games, and your team is already 3-4 games below 5. I don't have the record in my head right now. Already 4 games below 500. Now you're asking LeBron and company. Now they got to go out and pretty much put this team in play-in contention. Listen, man, I don't want to feel like I'm beating a dead horse here. I don't want to feel like I'm just talking to be talking. But I will say this, man. I think it's time to move on. I'm just gonna throw it out there, man. It's not a lack of talent, man. We all know it's not a lack of talent, dog. It's got to a point now, man, where damn, dog, like, is he ever gonna even be there? He's just become one of the most undependable. Is it independable or undependable? Independable players in the league at this point. Like it's bad. Like I keep saying this, but it's true. He's the Tony Romo of the NBA. You remember if you're a football fan, you remember Tony Romo, and yeah, Tony Romo had his moments, and you're like, yo, this guy could be good, but an injury was coming. An injury was coming with him. It's so frustrating, man, because as I've said previously, Anthony Davis is one of those guys that has literally been a cornerstone, that could be a cornerstone to an organization. He could be the guy that you can build around, but he just do not stay healthy, man. I don't know what the cause of it. I don't know what I don't know what he can change, because it's not, man, these injuries, a lot of them aren't like he got just smacked or some of it is just, he just landed awkward out for a month. You know what I'm saying? They put a lot of strain on the Laker organization because, yeah, you're a star-driven organization. Yeah, you're all about the stars and the lights and the showtime and all of that. And Anthony Davis falls in line with that. But you're also about winning. The Laker coach has been winning, dog. Like it or not, whatever, their coach is about winning. Their culture has always been about going for a chip. But you ain't never really looked at a Laker team like, man, this rebuild in a couple years, man, this rebuild is going to really work out. But I think it's starting to feel like the writing's on the wall with Anthony Davis. This is what you got. You can get you good game, maybe half of a season out of him. And hopefully he be right by playoff time, but then you don't think he can get through a playoff grind. You know what I'm saying? It's bad, man. It's bad. Now you asking 20-year veteran LeBron James to come lead a team to the playoff and throw up here, be historic and all of that. Don't see it, man. I'm not changing my tune. I said this team go as Anthony Davis goes. And he's going back to the sideline. Seem like the Lakers. Now, listen, I understand you got to have faith. You got to believe. But I just don't. They didn't construct this team to be a team that can withstand injury. It's not constructed like that. They built it around their big three. I know LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook. You call that a big three if you want. Whatever. I digress. But that's not the case. Has Russell Westbrook been playing hella good coming off the bench? Yes, he has. Will he probably continue to come out the bench? Yes, probably. He been playing very well in that role, mate. He continue to play well in that role, mate. LeBron James, now you finna tell him to put on the workload that you just shouldn't ask someone to put on 20 years in the league. I'm sorry. I know some people go like, LeBron. Shut up. Because at the end of the day, it don't make sense. You can't ask LeBron now to go carry this team in year 20, carry them to a playoff. And it's not like it's a formidable team. You hoping Reeves continues to play well. Lonnie Walker continue to give you some stuff. Maybe Tommy Brown to have a couple more 20-point games. But none of these guys are written in for this. None of these guys are written in for that. The Lakers trade deadline coming up. They might have to go and make a trade, man. Listen, I don't want it. Hey, let me tell you something. When the news broke that Anthony Davis was going to the Los Angeles Lakers, I'll never forget. I was going to the movies. It was like this nice movie. You remember that? It was like this nice movie theater. And remember we went and like sat down and brought you the food when the Anthony Davis trade came off. I literally told everybody in the damn movie theater, people, old lady looking at me like she don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, the Lakers got Anthony Davis. I'm excited. Yes, I was excited. Because I've known about the knick-knack injuries, but I'm like, but it wasn't. It's getting worse, guys. It's not like this is turning into, okay, it's getting better. All right, it ain't what it used to be. Because, some stars start out like that. They have a bunch of injuries in the beginning, and then they kind of taper it off and go the opposite way. No, he had knick-knack injuries. Now it's becoming worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And again, man, this is not an indictment on Anthony Davis. Whatever it is he could do to find a way to keep himself healthy, he need to do it. Some got to change. The definition of insanity is continue doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. I don't know what the answer is, man. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I don't know the answer for him. I want him to be the best version of himself. I want him on the court. I think he's a phenomenal talent. Like I said, I thought at one point he was going to be the face of the NBA, but the injuries are just piling and piling and piling. And it's starting to look like Anthony Davis got more time behind him than in front of him. Because after a while, man, you just become the guy that they just can't count on, man. It ain't nothing like having the opportunity to have so much talent, but that talent just can't manifest itself long enough. Like you see glimpse of it, be like, oh, and then it's gone. So Anthony Davis out for at least a month, man. That's about 10, 15 games. Between 10 and 15 games, I don't know the exact number, but this is catastrophic for the Lakers, man. Because they're already in the hole. So with that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys be great.